Hey guys, welcome back. As you can tell, I'm not a professional YouTuber yet. I'm still working on it. I actually have a goal of having utilizing AI tools to improve this yeah, podcast or video cast, whatever they call it now. So I definitely want to keep you guys up on the all the AI happenings. I've been I often find myself telling people what I do, and I repeat myself. So I'm been putting it into the form of a podcast. And as you can see now, my camera died. I have no idea why. I'm not really sure. Using my iPhone, maybe some of you can help, but whatever. My the information that I give you is still good. But my video camera, for some reason, it just pauses every now and again. So here we go. Definitely, you guys have heard today what's going on with or the past few days with StarGate. If you're my age, this is what StarGate looks like to you. It's a really kick-ass movie that they kind of ruined later. But the new thing is, through Trump, they have actually tried to allocate $500 billion, which seems like a lot of money. Actually, a little kind of crazy number if it's true or not. At this point, they only have 100 billion secured ish. You can see some of these pictures. Ellison, the guy from OpenAI, who I really just don't care for too much. This guy is actually from South Bend. Can't think of his name. He's a Japanese guy, pretty cool guy, actually, good investor. So they're not wrong. By the way, this is Larry Ellison guy. I don't know if you can see him. He's 80 years old, which is crazy. He actually looks like, like a 65-year-old or something like that. But he's 80. I don't know what he's doing. But the big thing he wants to do is actually use AI to learn and make vaccines that will actually help people anti-aging and cure diseases and stuff like that. Normally I would be all about that. I'd be very positive and say, I love the technology. I'm a technology guy, but we all did live through COVID and all the things we've learned about COVID and how powerful it can be. So it's not so dystopian sci-fi stuff anymore to talk about how powerful the government can be and how abusive they can be. And I think we're going to find out a lot of that stuff in the next few years. But without getting political, that's what's going on. Elon Musk, of course, which I'm a huge fan of, is saying that they don't have the money, that it's kind of BS. Uh, I don't like Sam Altman be a part of this, but in their defense, in the 80s, late 80s, I think it was, early 90s, I'm old enough to remember this, is there was an internet build out project, and that was under Clinton, if I'm not mistaken. And they had a name for it that I can't think of right now. But basically, it did. Um, uh, was all about building pipelines around for internet stuff. So that was before, like that was like during the days of like cable TV, where I had the coaxial, and they wanted to put internet out and like fiber, as they say, and that was a big deal back then. I was like, oh wow, did your house get fiber already? That was huge. And there was no internet lines, of course, because the internet was just being invented. So they put a lot of money into that. And now Stargate's going to actually do the infrastructure. I don't know if I can find that infrastructure. Let's see if that shows up. But ultimately, what this looks like, it's going to be these farms that are going to have a bunch of computers on there, and they're going to be able to compute. So when you go to ChatGPT or whatever you choose, you go there and you ask a question. Some computer, some actual hardware has to figure that out. What you what this box will do now. So there is not many boxes, so that's why it costs $20 a month or $200. Or I don't know if you've heard, there's actually a $2,000 one, which it's maybe a different topic. But uh, when with these infrastructure centers, there's more of them or they're available. The prices will get cheaper. So of course, powered by what? Hopefully solar and wind, but it probably turn into some kind of real power until that turns into something where batteries get more compressed. But we do these data centers, interspersed all over and accessible to everyone. I have definitely a level of conspiracy theorist in me, so I am very conscious of this. So don't I hope I'm not coming across as a fanboy. But there's going to be a lot of good that comes from these data centers, is especially if we all have our own AIs that know about us. and they're privately controlled. And I'm sure there's going to be some kind of like blockchain stuff that will come out that will allow you to have something in the cloud that's personal, so nobody can go inside it. Then, of course, somebody will break into it, and of course, that's how it's going to go over. I work for a company where we do truly private AIs, where we actually build the AI and put it on a USB drive, and that's it. You hold it in your hand. If you don't like it, you can throw it away or plug it in and it knows you. Let's see where that goes. I think the Bitcoin wallets are definitely along the same lines. There goes my camera again, whatever that means. Oh, a little frustrating. Anyways, so continue on. The next piece of news is Deepseek. If you're not on it, if you're already using OpenAI, I highly recommend you try this out. This has been a really big deal. I'll tell you why shortly, but right now it's a competitor to OpenAI. It's very good. It's their biggest models. You can click on Start Now, and it logs you in, and you can ask all the questions. How much better are you than OpenAI? Let's see what it says. This is free, by the way. You can get an app. Download it. You connect your Gmail, and then also your Google. And I don't think they didn't ask me for any money, but there's one where you get the API and you start using it a lot. I think, let me see if I can see that on here. Yeah, it's the API platform right here, which I don't have to worry about right now. But anyway, that's there. Let's see did it say anything. I'm an assistant in a genetic company for the only. Okay, so it's actually been trained to do that, but it's actually a pretty good model if you actually go into some deep stuff. Like, let's see. What do you know about deep vein thrombosis? Just totally made that up. Okay. Um, you might say, well, it's a little slow. Grok, for example, is actually quite faster. It'll do it all at once. But the difference between this is, I think, is this one. This Deepseek R1. Check this out. It's really cool. It actually it has a line of reasoning, which means that it actually reasons itself out. It doesn't just like throw out the information. It actually thinks about it. So if you turn it on, that's the Deepseek R1, and it actually you can see what it's thinking before it outputs information. So you can do error tracking, but you also can kind of follow its line of reasoning. So let's see. I have let's see I don't really know what DVT is, but surgery keep one. So these are medical blood clots, typically in the legs. Okay, here. Can I have it in the arm, specifically in forearm, for many months? So you actually do have that. See, so it's thinking, and in the light gray, check out, this is really cool actually. It says, okay, the user is thinking if they have a deep vein thrombosis, specifically in forearm or months. Let me start by recalling what DVT is. So it answers its own questions. So first I need to confirm what DVT in the forearm. From what I remember, upper extremity is less common than but it possible. Now thinking about cause of DVT, symptoms will be similar to this. So it actually, look at this, it's actually really going through a lot of thinking here. This is pretty cool. Also complications and response that I should confirm that yes, forearm DVT is possible, blah, blah, blah. I need to make information. Okay. So now here's the answer. Deep vein thrombosis can occur in the arm, including the forearm, though it's far less common. Yes, but can it develop in the forearm? Yes, upper extremity DVT accounts for only 5 to 10% of the cases. Causes of the medical devices such as pacemakers, trauma, overuse. No, it's on my left hand, so anybody has jokes. Compression of the blood vessels, getting clotting, conditions like vasculitis. Okay. Oh wow. So it did answer a full answer. But here, if you doubt any of that stuff, you want to see what it thought. So that's actually very cool there. Okay, and I will. So this is actually what maybe you've already all seen this, but this is actually quite cool. So the blue with white line is where it's this Deepseek R1, and it competes against OpenAI, OpenAI Mini, and itself, of course. So it actually does great. The difference is it's 93% cheaper, almost free, versus OpenAI, which is actually, if you actually use it quite a bit and you get a lot of tokens, which sometimes I do, it starts getting pricey. For example, we use a language model in one of our projects for um, you know, appointment setting, and we might use in a conversation we might use 70,000 tokens, and even at a point zero zero whatever, it still ends up costing us $4 for a call. This that $4 can come down to 20 cents. Let's say, don't quote my math, but let's say it's called that. That makes it very reasonable. Um, and you can see that all these benchmarks are going. So check out the stock market. Market prices. Let's see if I can go. No, how about this? Nvidia stock. This is where this is a big deal. Look what happened. From 142 down to about 119, 120. That happened in one day. This is the biggest loss of actually, you won't see it that way. Yeah. In one day in stock market history. That's a big punch in the face for Nvidia, because we just proved that we can. This Deepseek, this company, has done it with far less compute and a lot cheaper and a lot less need for compute. So, as Nvidia was planning to do really well and sell a lot of compute, now we're finding out that maybe not. Now, the contrary to the contrary to the contrary is that this DeepSeek is made in China. And it's possible that they are lying about how quickly or how long it took them to generate this. They made it sound like it was just some company who has nothing to do with AI training, and they ultimately. So they said, oh, on the side they had a few servers extra. They didn't need it because they were a financial firm. So they had a few some compute available. So they started playing with it, and they generated this out of nothing, and that's why it's free. So if that is true, that's amazing, and it really has. We've taken a big step in AI because we've just made everything 93% cheaper and 93% faster, in essence, and easier to what we have, and it's already easy. So it's quite crazy that this can go, and you can also put on small devices. You don't need a supercomputer to run a distilled version of this. So that being said, but if it's false, which is possible out of China, they do BS a lot. A lot of people don't have jobs there, but they're saying their economy is still growing at 5%, which is BS. That's happened in the past with other communist countries like Russia, for example, in the 80s and 90s. It was very common. Yeah, so they might be just trying to insult or assault the OpenAI Nvidia crowd, which they have. If you can see the Nvidia stock. Let's actually just check OpenAI stock. I don't have to. They're not a publicly traded company. OpenAI stock price, is that a thing? Let's check. No, it's not. It's not a publicly traded company yet, I guess. But here's an indicator. That's a big deal. So, anyways, just wanted to share that with my friends and family and whomever else wants to see this news. I hope you enjoy it. Again, sorry about my quality. I am trying to improve. I'm going to try and get a better camera and maybe better scripts. But right now, I'm just winging it. So bear with me. And, of course, if you like, support, subscribe, all that BS. Actually, don't even bother doing that. Hopefully, our algorithm will just like my stuff and promote it anyways. Thanks, and have a good day. Talk to you soon.